Hello guys, and welcome to my review of Transformers Age of Extinction, the newest film in the series of Michael Bay's Transformers films. Now before I begin, I would just like to apologise if you can hear a loud alarm outside. There's been a thunderstorm and basically the house alarm is going off. So anyway, moving on. Transformers Age of Extinction is the fourth film in the series of Michael Bay's Transformers films. This film, instead of having Shia LaBeouf, well done me, Shia LaBeouf has Mark Wahlberg in it, and let's just start with his acting. It's okay, nothing more than that, which is a massive shame if I'm being honest. I think he could have done a whole lot more for the character of it. See, I'm sorry, but this is not a professional review. That I'd just like to point out as well. If you're looking for a professional review, then go no further than I guess a proper movie review website or something. But yeah, so this is just gonna be my thoughts. This isn't really a review. This is sort of my impressions. Now, I would like to point out this film is very long, 2 hours and I think 42 minutes of it, of lots of action and stuff. So let's start with the story. The story is that 3 years after the Chicago attack in Transformers Dark of the Moon, this one, the blockbuster 2011 thing. Anyway, the Chicago attack in that has caused the human race to hate Transformers, and basically the human race, or the FBI or whatever, is hunting down all of the Transformers to get rid of them because they don't believe that they are safe with them on their planet. So this is a really interesting premise and something that really drew me towards this film watching it. The problem with this is that it sort of falls flat, I guess. I would say that it definitely falls flat, but it also sort of what's the word then? They don't flash it out a little bit enough. Okay. I think that they could have done a whole lot more with this sort of premise, but they just didn't, and they sort of stick to the alien thing, which was okay, obviously, it makes sense, but I think they could have flashed out a lot more with the thing of humans not wanting them. Now basically, what if aliens attack? You could ask that. What if aliens attack again? They will want them back. Well, this company called KSI, I thought it was a reference to a famous YouTuber called KSI, but I don't think it is. I don't know. But basically, this weapons industry called KSI has been creating Transformers. Yes, actual Transformers that they have been creating because they found a bit of Transformers, what they're made of, the metallic thing, and they made this sort of substance where you can turn this ball into anything. So what he did was he turned it into a gun or a handbag or something like that. It's just really cool system. And now the problem that I had with this is that they created a Transformer and it was called Galvatron. Now if you have been following the mythos of Transformers and stuff like that, you will know that Galvatron is the reincarnated version of Megatron after he got killed by Prime or Starscream, I can't remember. But he gets killed and he basically gets reincarnated as Galvatron. Now, the problem that I have with this premise is that the way that they do it, as they make Megatron come back, what they did is they took Megatron's head, his decapitated head, when Optimus Prime breaks it or something. I can't remember what happens in Dark of the Moon, but they take it and they put his memory into this new Transformer called Galvatron, and he basically takes control. Megatron, he's planned it all. He takes control of it, of this new Transformer, and plans his new endeavour. And the problem with this is that they sequel bait or sequel boast way too much. When they said this, I can't remember the exact quote that he says, but Galvatron says, "We will meet again, Prime," or something. For I have been reincarnated. And I just face palmed, oh, the sequel boasted. And I think at the moment enough is enough of Transformers. maybe in 2 years when they release another one, I assume I'll want more, but at the moment enough is enough. So let's talk about the other enemy in this film. Is it Predacons? I think they're called Predacons. But basically, this guy called Lockdown has this ship, and all he is really is a scavenger, and he takes like beings from like planets and stuff and takes them as trophies. His plan is to take Optimus Prime as his trophy, and it's a little bit, you know, didn't really like Lockdown. His transformation is cool. Like, he can turn into Porsche, I think it was. Yeah, it was Porsche. He could transform into a Porsche, but then his weapon is, his head would transform into a massive cannon thing, and really cool how he did that. And the other enemy, there was another enemy, I can't remember. Oh yeah, what annoyed me, there were foot soldiers in this. So, the Predacons, I didn't know this, maybe this is made up by Michael Bay, but apparently the Predacons have minions, like little minions that are the size of humans, and this annoyed me because it meant that Mark Wahlberg obviously got like shooting action from like his new Alien gun and stuff, but you know, it's a little bit stupid. This is a Transformers film about massive robots battling it out, you know, stuff like that. And it just bugged me that they were there. It seemed like they shouldn't have been. But it did give Mark Wahlberg some badass moments, I do admit. Now, I want to talk about how I was sort of bored. Like, I'll tell you, right, so, on one bit, the Predacons come and invade Chicago, while the Autobots are like trying to get like information from KSI or whatever. And at this point, Lockdown takes Optimus Prime back onto his ship and basically puts him in his cell, and they are like fighting to get him out. I thought this was the end of the film, but then I was like, wait a minute, there's Grimlock, which I'll talk about in a minute, and I just thought it was going to be the end of the film, but then I realised, wait a minute, there's way more to this. I've seen it in the trailer, and at that point I just sort of went, oh, this is a little bit boring, which I shouldn't feel, because Transformers has been one of the greatest like movie franchises that I've like grown up with, and it just shouldn't have done that for me, but it just has for some reason. And yeah, so the next thing I want to talk about is the thing that most people have been saying, yeah, it's filth, that it's like one bit, the Dinobots. So the Dinobots are really cool, obviously, because they are massive Transformers that can turn into dinosaurs. There's one called Grimlock who turns into a T-Rex. There's one called, I can't remember the names, but there's one that turned into a pterodactyl, and there's one that turned into a not a rhinoceros. I don't know my dinosaurs, I'm sorry. One turned into a stegosaurus and one turned into, you know, the two-horned thing. And they were really cool, obviously, but I was kind of expecting them a little bit earlier. They come in around about half an hour until the end of the film, and they basically help, you know, for the final fight against KSI's like human-made robots and the Predacons. It's a pretty cool sequence. I just think they should have been more fleshed out rather than, we need you to fight for us, help. Also, one more thing that really bugged me was the Autobots. In this film, the Autobots are just so, like, not interesting at all. Just, no. The only Autobots that are interested in this film is Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, because they're Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. The other three I can't remember the names of. Like, when they were like dying, I was like, don't care. But yeah. So I think I've pretty much gone through all of my criticisms, and yeah. So I will do another video all about the sequel to Transformers Age of Extinction, because I'm pretty sure they will do one, because money. And I'll see you guys next time.